Something like that.
What's up, fight fans? You're watching the Combat Connection live on the Cageside Press social media platforms. I'm Brett Cagle, that's Eddie Law, and we have a loaded show for you today. Eddie, let's get right into the fights from last weekend. We had Roman Dolidze defeating Marvin Vettori and getting his revenge after the very controversial decision the first time around. This time it goes to a decision as well. Roman Dolidze wins by unanimous decision. I had it 2-2 going into the fifth round. How did you have this one scored, and did you see Roman as the victor?
Didn't care. Now, here's what I say to that. Who the fuck wanted this fight? You know what I mean? Like, who really cared about having this fight up? No one cared. We didn't ask for this rematch. We weren't like, oh, shit, I want to see Dolidze and Vettori again. Not at all. Not even a little bit. That being said, I was doing live tweets with Cageside Press, and I had two people telling me, what are you blind? Fucking Vettori's up 3-1. And I'm like, look, man, I know I'm not good at scoring, but I know good and damn well he's not up 3-1. You are insane.
Yeah.
I didn't even have him 2-2. I had him down 3-1. And again, I'm terrible at scoring, but I know who won that fight, and it wasn't Vettori. That being said, I was kind of underwhelmed by both men. Like, very much so. Very underwhelmed. Roman kind of, I don't even know how to put. He didn't fight like we used to, in my opinion, like we used to see him. But Marvin definitely felt like a guy that's been out for more than a year with shoulder issues. He looked nervous. He looked nervous, kind of like distant during the walk and went into the cage. So I don't know, but I did have Dolidze winning. But why did you think Vettori won?
No, I had Dolidze winning too. I was on the same boat as you. Mm-hmm. I thought that it could have been 3-1 Dolidze, at best 2-2 going into that fifth round, but obviously Roman gets it done there. What you mentioned about Vettori, though, I liked a lot. I thought his timing was off, especially in the striking. It didn't seem like he, had the same level of threat on the feet that he did the first time around with Roman. He really boxed on the outside well in that first fight. This time around, he was good in spots, but Roman really was putting the pressure on him all night, making him back up. We didn't really see a lot of takedown attempts from Roman in this one. I was surprised there. I thought maybe he would try and take Vettori to the ground a little bit more than what he did. But Eddie, what did you make about some of the eye pokes and some of the fouls that Vettori had to go through? And overall, as a card this weekend, it wasn't like that the judges or the officials were jumping to take points from some of these fouls, especially in that Ryan Spann fight as well against Waldo Cortez, of course.
I think what they don't want to do is, I don't want to call it jump the gun. Okay, what do we see? Not this last weekend, but the weekend before. Who got two fouls?
Petrosian got a point taken away. Yeah,
got a point taken away. Right, it didn't matter. There was two separate fouls. I think it was two different fouls. Right, am I right on that? Anyway,
one nut kick and one eye poke. I think it was it.
Regardless. I was hoping because of that fight, the days of using fouls as strategy was over. It's fucking not. In fact, it's worse. Right now, think of it back in. Go back to the days where scoring, for some reason, if you got 1 million takedowns, you got a title like GSP. Right now, I'm not slandering GSP at all. GSP is one of the GOATs and everything, and the rules were the rules, and the refs worked the way they did. But I tell you right now, if we had that ref that did that fight, the Petrosian fight, and every GSP fight, guarantee the homeboy wouldn't be shooting for nut shots he wouldn't be shooting for crotch shots every fucking 5 minutes or 5 seconds. Okay. Fast forward to now. Now we finally have a ref with some balls that say, no, that rat foul, you better get it together. Okay. And it feels like the rest of the refs are going to catch up on this. I want that. I don't care if it's two separate fouls, an eye poke and a nut shot. I don't care if you slapped them on the eye. I don't care. If it's a foul is a foul is a foul is a foul. Call the damn foul. Take a point. Make him pay. Make him fight. Make him fight clean. Right?
Yeah. And actually, I think it was Herb Dean in this one.
Yeah.
And when we saw Petrosian get the point taken last week, it was Jason Herzog.
It was.
Herzog was on top of it. And Dean, who's actually, the most credentialed and experienced guy out there, was more lenient. So I was a little confused by that. But At the same time, I was impressed by Roman Dolidze. He's now put together 3 in a row against Holland, Anthony Smith, and now Marvin Vettori. Those are all big names, 2 of them former title challengers. So I like Roman. Now at 37 years old, I don't really know what his potential could be down the line in the future, but I think that he does have some good matchups on the horizon, whether it's against Jared Cannonier. Some people are saying that he should fight Sean Strickland at the Apex, whether it's Paulo Costa. I think there are people that he could fight against that would make it highly entertaining for fight fans.
Give me someone that can pressure Roman Dolidze. Give me someone that's not going to back up. I don't care who it is. You know who it wasn't? Marvin Vettori. As big as all the talk, Marvin. No one takes Marvin serious. Okay, nobody does. And I hate to say it that way because I actually enjoy watching him fight. Right?
Hey, he did put a good display of his chin and durability, though. I mean, he has a granite chin, that's for sure.
Let's get past the whole he's durable. He's so okay, so he can take 1,000,000 shots. That's fucking awesome.
He didn't move his head once. He didn't move his head once.
One time. That's totally gonna get him a title, bro. Hell yeah. No,
yeah.
We're not in back in the day when you could drink a beer, smoke cigarettes in the gym, come in and win a title. It's not happening no more. So, but with Marvin, he went from Extreme Couture, right, to ATT in Florida, right? Mm-hmm. Big booty Latinas and all that shit he said to me today. I didn't see anything different at all. It's the same old the same old game from Marvin Vettori. And I only say I sound like I'm shitting on the guy, and I probably am in a way, but more out of disappointment. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Is that guy? I'm disappointed. A year and change away, right? You get the shoulder issue, hopefully figured out. You switch to a new gym. You go to a new gym. You're supposed to be excited. Oh, I got these new training partners. Let me learn new shit. You show me this much new shit. Nothing. Yeah. All right, Marvin. We got a fight under our belt with Coach Brown. Great. Get back to it. But as far as Roman goes, no. Give me someone that can. Give me Paul Costa.
Yeah,
Paul Costa is not backing up.
Yeah, him and Paul Costa would be a war. Somebody would be going to sleep in that one, I think.
Or getting tired. Either way.
Yeah, it could be ugly if it gets to a third round. That's for sure. But as far as Vettori's concerned, I agree with you. A lot of heavy decisions, whether he's winning the decisions, losing the decisions. It's kind of these boring point fights where he shows his durability and doesn't necessarily show a sense of urgency in getting his opponent out of there. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head the last Marvin Vettori finish. I don't know. I want to see him fight Brendan Allen next. They do have heat with one another. They fought in a casino in that PFL card at the Hollywood Hard Rock last year for the PFL. I want to see him fight Brendan Allen. I'm not really interested in seeing anything else. I think they've got a built-in storyline there and can roll a hype package. But other than that, Roman Dolidze moves up the rankings, and maybe he fights Jared Cannonier or Paulo Costa next.
Moves up their rankings up a Vettori fight. You trip. Not you, but they're fucking. Look, I'm not with Dana on the AI thing for the rankings. All right.
Who does the AI? Who does the rankings? Is it ESPN only?
No, it's media. It's media. It's us, not us, like me and you.
Is it ESPN though? I know. I think Mark Raimondi and some of those guys had it.
Oh, maybe Mark Raimondi probably has it. There's a bunch of random media dudes that get it, right? Mm-hmm. Some people, funny enough, on the that vote on it don't even fucking do the job no more. They're not even do this anymore. I know who they are. Like they don't even do this anymore. Okay, so we need to clear out the whole voting pool. Just reset the whole thing, get some brand new guys in here, and start it over. Because if Roman moves up even one spot off this, garbage, out of here with that, right? I don't mind being the screaming, the Stephen A. Smith of the show. All right, like, I'm telling you right now, he's not box office. He's trash.
I mean, yeah, he's put together 3 in a row, 1 at light heavyweight, then back down here at middleweight. Kevin Holland's been getting beaten by everybody left and right, so don't really put much stock into that. And there was an injury in that one, but
because I'm gonna forget, but not to ask you this if we don't fucking talk about it. I'm doing it now.
What's up?
Fuck. I don't. Okay. Without getting to the next card, just very quick answer. We can get into it later. Do you think Kevin Holland's just fighting to finish up his contract and bail?
I've been seeing that people were saying that he's just basically in it for the money now and collecting check. We're going to see when he fights Gunnar Nelson, because that is like his stylistic nightmare, right? Like he is awful against guys who can take you to the ground. Gunnar Nelson is not the athlete that Ranier de Ritter was last time he fought. Somebody was obviously a jiu-jitsu guy, very good, and Ranier de Ritter is going to be facing Bo Nickel next. But Yeah, I don't know. If he loses to Gunnar Nelson, I think he's got to hang it up and call it quits, doesn't he?
No, he can go do something else. Bare knuckle. He can go do. If I'm him, I go bare
Or
knuckle.
in the UFC, like is his
UFC?
Is it?
Nah. People still tune in. He'll get one more. People still tune in and watch Kevin Holland.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, like he's still an entertaining guy. Now, if he loosened up at media day and stopped being so damn angry at us all fucking time, maybe we can give him a little bit more. But honestly, that's the reason why I think he just wants out. But that's just me.
I don't know what's going on. I hope everything's going on, is good in his personal life. But when he was on that podcast with Rampage Jackson, that was kind of alarming too. Like he was going at him for no reason. Like Rampage is a legend. Everybody loves Rampage. And it's like, why are you giving him trouble?
Look, man, Kevin Holland over here going at Rampage. We got Bryce Mitchell talking about sleeping with demons. What in the
Did
fuck
you
is
see
going
that?
on?
Oh my God.
Look, I can't take Bryce Mitchell serious either. I can't. You lost me, Bryce. You lost me. Look, I don't know. Look. Josh Emmett. The fuck did you do, bro? What did you do to Bryce Mitchell, man? You literally punched demons and fake shit into his head.
It reminds me of Antonio Brown in football after the Vontaze Burfict.
Oh my God.
Like,
oh my God.
It
dude.
doesn't make sense now.
Ever. That next day, he was a brand new AB.
Yeah, and that's kind of I hope we're not seeing a similar situation with Bryce due to the impact of the head injury there. But
I wish I had sympathy for Bryce Mitchell, but as soon as you start, calling one of the most evil people to ever exist in the universe a good guy, you could eat a dick. You lost me on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
certainly. But as far as Kevin Holland's concerned, the guy who we're going to talk about here in the co-main event is actually, as I was watching the fight, who I want to see Kevin Holland fight, after Gunnar Nelson. Chidi Njokuani came into this one and dispatched Ezekiel Zaleski dos Santos in the second round. It was a brutal stoppage. Looked fantastic throughout the fight. Kicks up the middle, front kicks to the face and body were on point. Me and Eddie both had Dos Santos coming into this one. He had knocked out Sean Strickland previously. He was 15-1 in terms of knockouts in his career, and he got put to sleep this weekend by Chidi Njokuani. What did you make of Chidi's performance? Since moving down to welterweight, he is 3-0, Eddie. How do you like him at this weight class, 6'3"? I want to see him fight, Kevin Holland or some other lengthy, explosive guys just like him. I think there are some great stylistic matchups for him. What did you make of Chidi's performance?
It was great. It's the best we've seen in a long time. Chidi has this thing where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna stand up with you and I'm gonna throw hands and kicks and all this stuff, and that's great. But he looked like he was comfortable in there, right? And we both had the Santos winning because every time Chidi shows up, every time Chidi fights, I'm like, hell yeah, Chidi. Because I like the guy. I like watching him fight. He's a good fighter, right? I'm like, hell yeah, Chidi's gonna fight. He always lets me down every single time. And he pops off this shit right here and knocks out Dos Santos, who's hard to knock out in the first place. Look, man, it's time to strike when the iron's hot. Straight up. He's ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. Now's the last time for his legitimate title run. We'll see how far he can take this. At 170 pounds, though, Eddie, what do you think is his potential? Do you think he could creep into a top 10, he's probably going to be in the top 15 rankings with this win. I guess that came out here today, but
I don't think he will. Did he?
I don't know. I can look it up real quick, but do you think he has top 10 potential in the future?
He does if he can make weight.
Yeah, that's true. He did miss weight come last weekend as well.
Now he missed, and what people don't understand, people immediately were like, "Oh, unprofessional, fat ass," and all that other stuff, garbage and shit they do. You guys don't understand. When you miss weight, you have to go back and talk to the doctors. They're not going to tell you. You can't just. The days of going back and cut more weight right away, like it's nothing, are over. You got to go talk to the doc. They check everything. They check all your vitals. Okay, they check everything. If the doctor doesn't even feel comfortable with you cutting, you're done. No more cutting. And that's what happened to Chidi Njokuani. So relax with the unprofessional garbage. Okay, give the guy a fucking break here. Like, give you a good
he
point.
did say that too. He said, I thought I could have made the weight if it wasn't for the doctor.
And he would have. He would have made the weight. It's just the doc said no, and it is what it is. It's happened a million times, and most other fighters have never said it.
Yeah, certainly. Now, I'd want to see Chidi fight the winner of Gunnar Nelson and Kevin Holland this weekend. Does that sound like a good next opponent for you? Only
if it's Kevin Holland. I don't want to see Chidi take on any grapplers until he's like established at 170. Does that make sense? Like until he's like, I'm a welterweight now. That's who I am. It's my weight class. But I don't want to see him get a knockout and then get Gunnar Nelson And he should have gotten the bonus. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
he
great
didn't get it because
point,
of the weight
Ryan.
miss. You're right, Ryan. 100%. It's because of the weight miss that he didn't get the bonus. But he would have gotten it too. You're 100% correct. I don't know why I lost that shit. But anyway, I don't want to see him get his any kind of momentum that he has now stopped because he jumped into a fight he should have jumped in right away. If it's Kevin Hung, 100%. That's a good fight.
Yeah, this guy can make entertaining fights on pay-per-views, like
100%.
against other explosive strikers. I agree with you. The last thing you want is for him to go out and take a loss to a no-name grappler and get held against the cage.
Chidi reminds me of Impa Kasanganay. I love Impa Kasanganay. That guy should still be in the UFC, except good old not Buckley. That was Buckley. Buckley gave
Buckley, yeah.
That highlight, damn knockout. Like where they made meme videos out of that shit. If they make you a meme on a video, bro. That's it. So no, but I want Impa. I want Impa back in there in the UFC. But so Donnie, do your job, please. Give us our guy. Anyway, but I have zero respect for that shit. Anyway, we can talk about that later. We'll go a whole show about Don Davis in a heartbeat. But no.
Chidi looked great though.
Chidi looked awesome. Get him one more fight against a striker. If it's Kevin Hung, that's fine. Another striker, that's fine. Allow the guy to get some momentum and make weight and get some momentum. Then give him some hard fights.
I agree with you. Build him a little bit. Maybe we can get some more entertaining fights here in the welterweight. Got some fresh blood in Chidi and Njokuani breaking into the rankings here shortly. Moving down the card, though, we did have another lightweight matchup between Alexander Hernandez and Kurt Holobaugh. Hernandez was able to win this one by unanimous decision. He's gotten into a lot of these fights, whether it's Beneil Dariush or other top-ranked contenders, and more often than not, he's not been able to turn the corner. Gets the win this weekend over the former Ultimate Fighter alum, Kurt Holobaugh. What did you make of Alexander Hernandez's performance here? I didn't know if he necessarily won this fight. He gets takedowns in rounds 2 and round 3 to get the unanimous decision win here. Did you think that the damage of Kurt Holobaugh was more than the grappling of Alexander Hernandez? And what did you think of this one?
I thought it was. I didn't think Alex did too much with the takedowns. I didn't think, right? Now, again, this is one of those fights where no one cared who won because both guys just badly needed to win. Now Kurt's on the chopping block. Alex would have been if he lost, right? Kurt's on the chopping block, which I understand. And it sucks because immediately he was just like, I just want to prove that I belong here. I thought he should have gotten the nod, is what it is. But it's one of those fights that it didn't really matter who's going to win. Kind of felt with this whole card, but still. I think Kurt's 37, 38. Alex is 30.
He's a little younger. I think he's like 31,
32, something like that. Yeah. So I mean, good for Alex. Let me get back in there. Everything. I like his mindset now too, because he's on he was on the chopping block. If we lose this one, and he was like, "Look, man, I can't let the pressure get to me. I'm gonna fight, go in there, do whatever." And he made it happen. So, but I thought Kurt won that fight.
Yeah, Ryan here thinks it's a robbery. I mean, Kurt really won that first round easily. It comes down to that second round, right? The second round's the swing round. Half of it looked like Kurt won. The second half, Alexander took him down and held him for 1 minute and 30 seconds. So or maybe it was longer than that. Maybe it was about 2 minutes. But at least half of the round, Alexander Hernandez had Kurt Holobaugh on the ground. So
right,
it really comes down to what you favored more, the control or the damage. And this time it seemed to be Alexander Hernandez and the octagon control.
And that's the problem, right? Like it's just they gotta. I don't know what the judges were looking at everything, but I know it's supposed to be damage is king. So maybe Kurt didn't do enough damage. The judges felt like he didn't do enough damage. It is what it is, man. Hopefully he gets one more shot, but at 37, 38, I start thinking maybe not.
Yeah. Do you think he gets cut?
Ooh, yeah, maybe. Let me see. Is that 3 in a row?
I think 2.
Find out for you real quick. I got you. He is. No, it's his first one. No. Yeah, no, he's not getting cut. He's fine.
Yeah, I mean, just at his age and stuff. I mean, he's an action fighter. Yeah, Kurt puts on a good performance, but maybe a lackluster fight in terms of entertainment. But Alexander Hernandez picks up the win and moves ahead in the rankings. Next on the card, we had a great performance by Damon Blackshear, getting a Kimura submission win over Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson looked good in the first round in this one. Came out really fast, putting pressure on Damon Blackshear. Rocked him, had him against the cage. He kept going for takedowns, and then he almost got guillotined in the first round. Second round, he gets reversed when he goes for the takedown again, and then Kimura by Damon Blackshear. I'll tell you what, Eddie, Damon Blackshear has some of the slickest grappling in the UFC right now. We've seen him pick up wins by twister in the past. And this weekend, it was beautiful. Cody Gibson is a guy who wrestled in college, got him to the ground, and he was able to reverse him every single time that he got taken down, and was hunting for submissions the whole time, had a very active ground game on the bottom. What did you think of Damon Blackshear's performance?
Look, expected. I didn't expect the Kimura finish, to tell you that much, but I expected him to win. Honestly, he's flying under the radar. He's flying under so many radars right now, and he's the kind of guy that's a signature victory away from blowing up, right? And so, I mean, I'm trying to pull up his record. Was 16-7-1, so the record's not pretty, but it is what it is. 2 in a row now, one over Cody. Finished both Codys, Gibson and Stamen, right? After those 2 losses that he had in a row. I want to see him get it, run it back on Mario Bautista. You know what I mean? I want to see him running back on Mario. I think he could win. And then I want to see him run it back with Basharat, Fareed Basharat. Get those 2 in there and see how it goes. By the way, do you know he fought Danny Sabatello in Titan FC?
Really? Years
ago, and he beat him by decision. Yeah, Danny Sabatello was not happy that night. But no, Damon Blackshear, one signature victory away from making some noise.
Yeah, I think so too. And the grappling looks great. Maybe you throw him again to another striker. But Cody Gibson actually looked good in this one too, Eddie. I was surprised that Gibson came out as hot as he did. As long as this fight stayed on the feet, Cody Gibson was winning it. What did you make of Damon Blackshear in the press conference afterwards? He was saying that Cody couldn't deal with his hands, and that's why he took him down. Some people online, MMA Guru was calling it cope. He thought he was coping because he was losing, on the feet, and he didn't want to, say that he was losing the fight on the feet. But certainly Cody Gibson was winning when the fight was standing. But Damon Blackshear proved that, Cody Gibson just made a mistake taking him to the ground. Why did you think Cody elected to take him to the ground when he was having success like that?
Maybe Guru needs to work on lowering his fucking cholesterol, dumbass. Like, what you say? I'm telling you, yeah, guys, I was getting my ass up on the feet, bro. Fuck, I suck. Yeah, fuck. Eat a dick. Yeah. Sorry, I'm on one today, bro. Fuck everybody today. All right, so. I don't give a shit what Guru said. Cody was winning the fight on the feet. If you watch the fight, he was whooping his ass on the feet. So what should have been done? Take it to where you want to take it, right? Where you have the advantage. Oh, I'm sorry. It's MMA. My bad, guys. I didn't know we were watching fucking boxing. Jesus.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, and I thought it was reactionary too, because Cody Gibson was, the one who made the mistake. He took Damon to the ground and put it in right where Damon wanted it.
That was dumb. So, the second Cody got the tip, first I'm like, why is Cody shooting on this dude at all? All right, Cody just coming
up. He almost got guillotined.
Well, Cody, Blackshear's coming off a freaking rear naked choke victory. Are you kidding me? I'm not taking him down.
Yeah,
stripping, right? So to get in the way, and he almost got the guillotine, and then to get caught with a freaking Kimura is hilarious. So that being said, sucks for Cody. You know what I mean? He's been in a long time.
Did you see Cody is still a high school teacher?
Dude, that's freaking cool. Can you imagine you're going to science class or you go to math class and your teacher doesn't make a fucking UFC fighter?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like the Kevin James movie.
It's like the Kevin James? Yes. It's almost like if you want to get super dark, what's that one movie? Breaking Bad.
With their TV show about meth?
About meth.
Breaking Bad, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. It's almost like that. Yeah. Look, if my teacher was like a bona fide.
Oh, I got you, because he was a teacher and I see.
If my teacher was a bona fide, like a straight up like drug kingpin, you know how many questions that would have?
I forgot he was a teacher.
Bro, I ain't telling nobody, but I got so many questions for you, bro. I ain't telling on you. Don't worry about it. I just want to know.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Great win by Damon Blackshear.
Yes, sir.
Was able to get it done over a game in veteran competitor and Cody Gibson, who we hope to see again in the UFC. Mm-hmm. But moving along, we had Waldo Cortez Acosta make a statement over Ryan Spann in round 2 in a heavyweight contest. Eddie, I got to tell you, I was not impressed with Ryan Spann moving up to heavyweight here. I picked him. I thought he was going to be the faster fighter. I thought he was going to be more athletic. We'd see him come in lean at about 235. I believe he came in weighing at 249 pounds for this one. And Eddie, he looked in worse shape than Waldo did. He was the more chubby fighter than Waldo. And Waldo, it looks like his physique is getting in shape, and he's doing his thing in the gym too. But In second round, he was able to take Ryan Spann out of there. Ryan Spann couldn't do anything offensively on the feet in this fight, and really it was desperation the entire second round.
Ryan Spann has never seen power come at him, right? So you can imagine had he won this fight, let's say Ryan Spann wins this fight somehow, he'd be talking all that shit, be like, oh, they can't hurt me, I can deal with that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Next heavyweight's gonna knock your head off. Now Waldo did what Waldo was supposed to do, right? I'm not impressed by him either, but he did what he was supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Get a knockout and win the fight. Ryan Spann moved up. Ryan Spann is apparently the kind of guy that gets his cardio in when he cuts weight, because he didn't cut any weight and he was gassed in the first round. Like end of the first round, he was breathing heavy and not moving. I'm like, dude, what? You look like a fat dude on the first day of fucking CrossFit. What is going on with you? So, he didn't seem like, and Devin just stole fucking words out of my mouth. He put his comment up. Thank you. Ryan Spann fought like Ryan Spann. He wanted out of this one too. He was trying to call his own fouls. That's a problem. When you are, and he was calling his own fouls, like this and that, whatever. Yeah. And when you're doing that, you are not focused on the fight at all. I think Spann came in, realized, oh, this is different, took a bunch of shots and everything, and then realized, I do not want to be in here anymore. And I'm not saying he quit. What I'm saying is, I was not ready. There we go. That's better to say. I'm not ready for this. I was not ready for this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And he
looked disheartened. Once he did get legitimately fouled once or twice, he looked like disheartened and like he didn't want to be in there. And then he was trying to sell calls to get points.
He was in his head, dude, the whole time. He got in his own head. And Waldo's like, that's okay. I don't, because the best fighters don't think, they react. Right? They react, but the thinking happens in training camp, in the gym. What's up, Devin? My boy. But the training, the thinking happens in training camp, in the gym, in game planning. All right. In a fight, you react. That's it. And you implement your game plan. That's it. And Spann started thinking, and that was done.
Yeah, and same thing I said, Devin. I thought he was going to be the faster fighter. I thought he was going to come in 235, lean, in shape. But that wasn't the case. That's
what he should have done.
Yeah, listen, he had a new lease on life. He could have said, all right, I'm going to put light heavyweight behind me. I'm going to go up to heavyweight. I'm a better athlete than these guys. I'm 6'5". My frame's going to fill out well, and I'm going to go on a run here. But instead, he showed up in the worst shape of his career. He lost to a guy who was playing professional baseball 4 years ago, and he couldn't take him down. So, I don't really know where Ryan Spann goes from here. Maybe they throw him to the Jared Vanderas of the world in the back end of the heavyweight division. But for Waldo Cortez Acosta, Eddie, I'm one win away from jumping on the bandwagon. He is very smart. He's gone against dangerous guys like Robelis to Spain and showed his technique and knowledge, taking him to the ground for 3 rounds. He was a decision machine kind of before this fight, but finally picked up that decisive finish win this weekend. I want to see him maybe take a step up in competition and face ranked opposition. But what do you make of Waldo? And do you think he could be a real player here in the future? He does have that big, powerful right hand and some knowledge behind him as well.
Nah. The heavyweight game's Tom Aspinall, man. Waldo.
But do you think this is a top 10 guy that we're going to see headline the Apex?
No. You're 100% right. Okay, you know why? Because heavyweight is ass. It's not hard to be ranked at heavyweight. I think I'm ranked at heavyweight. You probably are too. It does not matter, right? I'm not impressed by it. And we can get into the UFC needs stars and you have a star problem, whatever. We can get into that if you want to, but there's no stars in heavyweight outside of John Jones and Tom Aspinall. And there's no one that you could fucking name that would change my life.
No. Yeah, there's not. Even the guys who are sitting there like Cyril Gane and Pavlovich, they're regional stars. Like Cyril Gane can sell out when they go to France. He's not selling out the T-Mobile Arena by himself, right? So you do have a point there. I'd like to see Waldo Cortez Acosta go and face a striker, have some type of entertaining matchup. I think Devin brings up a good point here, saying that Waldo versus Derek Lewis in the Apex would be a big card. I think that's a good fight. I don't think either one of those guys try to take each other down and they're going to throw massive right hands and somebody goes to sleep. And that's why we watch heavyweight fighting, man. When I got into this, I was watching Roy Nelson, Mark Hunt, all these guys who they weren't sitting here trying to go 5 rounds. This was either you're knocking me out or I'm knocking you out. And the heavyweight division has veered from that in recent years. And we've seen a lot of decisions, especially in the outside the top 15 rankings. But Waldo Cortez Acosta picks up a big win here this weekend.
Yeah, just don't give him a Tai Tuivasa or either the Taffa brothers, okay? Please don't do that shit. Because as much as those guys swing heavy and everything, they get beat up to the body and it's game over.
That's true.
So
yeah, that's probably like the level that we're talking about Waldo fighting next, though. So stay tuned for his next fight fans. But before we get into some really big news from over the weekend and preview the UFC Fight Night card from London, Kevin Vallejos really put on a performance over Soo Woo Choi. Choi was overcoming some adversity. I believe his mother had passed away recently leading up to the fight. Kevin was very classy in victory, asking for Choi to get another fight in the UFC. But Vallejos is a star, in my opinion. Out of everybody I saw on this card last weekend, watching it for 3 hours, the most potential fighter is Kevin Vallejos, in my opinion.
He put on a show, man. That was a lot of fun to watch, and I just don't put a lot of because of what happened to Choi. He was coming in with a heavy heart, a lot of his mind and everything. So I don't put a lot of weight on this one personally because I know the story, right? If you don't know what happened to Choi, you're just like, fuck yeah, Kevin looks like a killer, 100%, right? I personally don't put a lot of weight on this fight just for the fact that Choi wasn't even Choi that really fought, right?
Yeah.
The shell of the guy. And again, our heart goes out to that guy and his family, but outside of that, Kevin looked like a killer, dude. That dude, man, put him against, I don't know who you put him against, but you can put him against any striker and it'd be fun to fight.
Yeah. Very interesting. A Latin American star, too. You could certainly go to Mexico City or anywhere. And he could, help build those cards. So Kevin Vallejos is somebody that we're going to have to watch out for moving forward. But moving on, fight fans, we've got to get into. It's rumored that the UFC is going to be going to Netflix. Now, TKO partner WWE is already on Netflix. They air Monday Night Raw there every weekend. And it looks like the UFC is going to follow suit, according to some reports online. ESPN, there was problems with the stream as of last weekend. We saw Brendan Schaub come out and say that maybe there was a conspiracy that ESPN was trying to undersell the UFC for when they hit the free agent market for these viewing rights. And I don't know how much I put into that, but at the same time, I think they are going to go to Netflix. I think that ESPN Plus is going to be a done deal, and it could be cheaper for fight fans moving forward if they only have to pay that $10.99 a month, and they can watch pay-per-views there as well. I don't know what they're going to do with the pay-per-views. They're not going to be on ESPN Plus if they go over to Netflix, obviously. Do they go back to television and have them cable pay-per-views like they used to do in the past? I don't necessarily know, but if it is on Netflix and it's $10.99 altogether, that is going to be a significant discount for fight fans across the board.
Not if they will use it. Okay, now, sorry, I missed the first part. Are they going to keep? Is the thought they're going to keep the pay-per-view model? Because Netflix is not a fan of the pay-per-view model.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they'll go back to cable with the pay-per-view model or what they'll necessarily do, but I don't think they could keep it on ESPN Plus and then just show, like the fight nights and stuff like that on Netflix. I don't think ESPN Plus would like them double dipping like that. But at the same time, ESPN Plus supports the PFL, so they're double dipping already. So I don't know.
ESPN, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I think happens. I think it's going to be a 2 deals, right? I think they're going to end up on 2 networks. I don't know which ones. I prefer everything on Netflix as far as like the fight nights go. And, DWCS and, if you still watch that garbage ass tough show, that too. But pay-per-view wise, do Fight Pass. Why not? You already have the platform. Netflix doesn't want pay-per-views. Great. Don't have to do it. Let's do this. Now, if Netflix got slick and kind of played a little hardball-ish in negotiations, look, we don't want to do pay-per-views. We want those pay-per-views. We'll pay you this much for those pay-per-views and shit. All right, we'll raise our price to like $30 a month, right? And we're good to go. I don't know many people that wouldn't do that. Like if I already have Netflix for I don't know how much I fucking pay for Netflix right now, but
maybe they come out with like how Hulu has like a live sports section. Maybe they come out with some type of like subscription to where your live sports section is included with with your premium subscription. My
other thought is Fight Nets and everything on Netflix, everything else Amazon Prime. Because why not? Amazon Prime has a pay-per-view ability. They've proven they can do live shows. I mean, they have one championship there.
Do you think if it came to it, Netflix could go? So what the WWE does, and I think that the best comparison is to look at the WWE because that is their partner, right? So if they're going to follow suit with them and they're like, all right, they're making money, let's do what they're doing. The WWE is doing exactly what you're saying. They're putting their pay-per-views on Peacock on a different streaming platform and getting money from them as well. So if the UFC did go to an Amazon Prime or Peacock, for their pay-per-view. Fight fans might have to subscribe to 2 different platforms, but it's better than going and paying $80 for a fight. And we've seen what streaming has done with these illegal streaming services. It's absolutely killed it from when me and you started watching. Like when I started watching, you just went to a Buffalo Wild Wings or a Hooters, right? That's where you went if you didn't want to, buy the $80 pay-per-view. But they're just getting absolutely just killed when they use these illegal streaming sites.
Shout out Cogburns in Gilbert, Arizona. That's where I went because they didn't charge a cover. Most other places charge a cover. They didn't, and they were fucking cool about it. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I wish they were. I wish, and these days, corporations don't give a shit about the customer. They don't. Okay, Southwest just got rid of free, the free check bags. They got rid of the pick your own seat. Now soon enough you got to pay for it. They're basically everybody else now, right? No, not giving a shit about the consumer. You got prices of everything going up. You got this one dude saying he's gonna fucking dramatically bring grocery prices down. Nothing came down. Awesome. And then you have all kinds of corporations right here raising prices on everything with bullshit, all horse shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know what UFC's gonna do? The same shit. They could give a fuck if you can't afford it. They could give a shit if it costs $1,500 a year.
But that's what it's costing right now, though. I don't think
it's
it can
be
more expensive than what it is right now.
Dude, you think they give a fuck? Dude, come on, man. Look, I hate to bring up my inner Luke Thomas, although I'm a fan of Luke Thomas. Good dude. And he knows his shit. All right. But I'm gonna be skeptical as fuck if you're telling me that they won't raise the prices on it. They could give a shit. They don't care.
Yeah, I agree. They don't really care. But at the same time, I don't know how it could get higher than what it is at $84.95 or whatever they're having to pay right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you how. Okay. Okay. Popularity of MMA has tanked. Not tanked, but it's gone down. Okay. But the UFC keeps making money. Every year they're making more and more and more and more. Now, why is that? The ESPN deals, all the deals they work out, you got to get into them. They're great at making deals, right? All right. But it's like, certain companies, Netflix raises the price from, let's say, $10 to $20. I think some of their tiers are that. They go from $10 to $20. Everyone freaks the fuck out and all sorts of stuff. They're like, oh, it's for this for the best. We want to bring more. No, it has nothing to do with paying for shows. It has nothing to do with keeping the quality up. It has everything to do with shareholders. Okay. If you raise the price by enough, you can afford to lose a certain amount of audience and still make hand over fist money. That's what's going to happen. Okay. They're going to price everybody out. They're going to price out the little people that used to still pay for it. All right. And all they're going to do is create a whole lot of more streamers. That's all that's going to happen if they raise the price on anything like that. So, is what it is.
Yeah, if the illegal streamers are breaking into like ESPN pay-per-view and HBO pay-per-view and all this stuff, it's going to be real easy for them to stream a Netflix show.
Yeah, no, it's not even. Look, the streamer. How do the streamers make money? Right? They pay for the pay-per-view. They throw it on there, right? But they have ads all over those pages. They have 1,000 pop-ups on each of those pages. Okay. By the way, folks, it is not hard to get ads, to get paid for ads on websites. It's not fucking difficult. All right. All you got to do is put a product up that people want to watch, read, see, whatever, and the ads pop up and then someone clicks on them or whatever. It's all good.
Well, Eddie, we do have to talk a little bit about some of the news surrounding Conor McGregor on St. Patrick's Day. He showed up at Donald Trump's Oval Office, was talking to the media, met with President Trump. 2 mixed reviews online. Some people saying, he's really for Ireland and this is a patriot of our country. And other people saying this guy is a convicted felon and a scumbag. Why is he sitting here in our office? What did you think of this? We obviously love Conor as a fighter. We hope he gets back and he's obviously an entertaining individual, but he is, someone that has teetered on both sides of the law and not necessarily someone we see in politics necessarily or celebrated at a White House, especially with what's going on in his personal life. What did you make of the whole situation and the timing for it as well?
Conor McGregor got invited to the White House on St. Patrick's Day. They made him a clown. He was a clown. He was there. He's a jester. All right. There was Trump goes like, hey, guys. It's like Trump goes out there. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. Hey, look, I got an Irish guy. I got an Irish guy right here. Okay. What are you talking about? Okay. First of all, so he got clowned. Like he just, and again, all these, I don't even want to get political at all because it's just not who I am really. But he was there to be a jester. That's all it was. Now he gets up there. Did you hear the first question they asked him?
No, what they said.
The first question they asked him, and he didn't answer it. All right, in the who's the chick that does the pressers for the White House now?
I used to be Kaylee.
Yeah, she's completely full of shit, but I forget her name.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, most of the people that get that job are paid to be full of shit. They're professional full of shitters. Okay, Obama had
one goes on Fox now from his first.
Yeah. But Obama had the goat of bullshitters. It was amazing to see her on White House pressers because I was like, this chick is good. She gave them nothing. This chick now straight up lies her ass off. I'm like, oh my God, she's coming for your title, chick. You got to come back, right? I clown politics. Anyway, she was just like, I forgot what noise she made, but it made me fucking laugh. But the question was, there's a lot of Irish immigrants in America that don't have status, meaning they're illegal. What do you think? What do you have to say about them? And that chick was kind of looking at him like, fucking doing this or that shit. Fuck, we don't need that. And he goes up there like, oh, you know, we consider America our sibling, and they're big bro, and we're little bro. I have friends that live in Ireland. They're Irish. They live in Ireland. Okay, I didn't know I had so many, but it's like double digits, right? I did not know I had that many Irish friends because 3 of them text me like hour after I saw that clip. One of them was like, fuck yeah, good on Conor. What do you think about a UFC star coming out and trying to, stand up for Ireland? Mm-hmm. And I told him, I'm like, hey man, anyone that wants to stand up for their country and try to make it better, however they feel, we're in I don't know how things work in Ireland in that manner, but I know in the States, all right, if you feel strongly about something, you can go run for office, right? You can go speak your voice. I mean, for now, you can speak your voice, but
without a record, obviously.
Right. Now, I don't know. Do we have a fucking felon in the White House? What are you gonna do?
Yes.
Right?
So look, hey, that's what we were told. But
y'all can get mad if you want to. He has a record. Okay. Now, does not speak to him as a president, but it speaks to the fact that we do have one in there.
Outside Dana White, Donald Trump has done more for fighting than just about anybody. So when it comes to boxing, and then
I absolutely give you that. 100% will give you that. Dude, that dude opened the doors to the UFC to his hotels and stuff. 100% give him credit for that. 100%. But anyway, so but he goes up there and says and live one of that. My other Irish friends, I know one of them was pissed. Okay. He was like, we got this rapist up there. He said it, not me, folks. I don't say this shit. I don't know nothing about
That's what I was seeing on Twitter. That's what I was saying. It was a lot of mixed reviews.
So he goes, we had this rapist up there. He could speak for us, fuck all that and all sort of stuff. And I'm just and then one of them had a real issue with calling themselves little bro. Look, Irish people are proud people. Like if you look at the history of Ireland, the famines, the wars, the economic downturns that country has suffered over and over and over and over again. I understand the sentiment that the people have 100%, right? But you need to understand the history of Ireland to know that, right? But I don't know many Irish people that are happy being called little bro. And hey, big bro, come help us, save us. What are you talking about? Like, where are you with this, right? Yeah. So that's the one that one way.
Immigration was another topic that
that was the only topic they were talking. He was talking about.
Yeah,
only like illegal immigration, right? That basically his whole thing was, we're 40 million. I don't know. The whole thing was crazy, but well, I will say this: with Conor going up there and speaking out, at least he's saying something. There's a lot of people that don't say anything, right? Yeah. And you got to give him that much, even though he was there as a prop and not really.
Here's the real question, Eddie. Do you think he was sober?
Fuck no. No. Think about it. When he was up there and he had that big ass smile on his face, it's the same smile we saw, the same cheesy ass smile we saw when he first won his first UFC fight. Okay. And after the fight, he goes on the bag and he's like, yeah, cool. I think it wasn't Marcus Brimage, it was somebody else.
Diego Brandao.
Thank you, Diego Brandao. So because then he went on and beat Marcus Brimage and somehow got a title shot for beating the German guy. Anyway, but which is terrible. But anyway, history is history. But he had the same cheesy smile. He doesn't have that when he's coked the fuck out. Right? He looks over to me. So hey, good on you, bro. Especially because look, man, if he was up there coked the fuck out, because then the next picture you see is him at in the Oval Office with Donald and his wife and his kids. I'm like, bro, you can't be coked the fuck out around your kids. Come on, dog. I mean, you're a former champion and all that, but bro.
Anyway. I don't know when we'll see him next back in the cage.
Never. What are you talking about? We're not gonna see him back in the cage.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see. No, stop, dude. We're not seeing him back in the cage.
Maybe we'll see him in BKFC. There's a
for the last.
I want to see him fight, man. I want to see him fight. Come on.
Me too.
Eddie, you can't rain on my parade.
No, I'm raining on it because the last 2 years, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, he's coming back." Oh, he ain't coming back. All right, he's hurt. All right, cool. Oh, fuck yeah, he's coming back. What? He hurt his pinky toe on his foot. bro.
I mean, we heard the real reports that he had to check into a rehab. Like, I mean, that's you remember that? That's what Michael Chandler was saying. Like,
oh, forget it. The second you cited Michael Chandler, I'm out on that.
I mean,
Michael Chandler's another guy that needs to go away. Fuck that.
You know,
I'm telling you, hey,
I don't know if we'll ever see him compete again, but
apologies, folks. I'm full of piss and vinegar today. It's been a fucking shit day, and I'm letting it loose. I don't give a fuck about nobody today. Go ahead.
Who knows? But Conor McGregor was in the White House, made some statements there in front of the press. But we do have a UFC Fight Night card in Europe, London, home to Leon Edwards, former welterweight champion. He will be headlining this weekend against jiu-jitsu phenom Sean Brady. Sean Brady's loss to Bilal Muhammad set him on a track. He's making a path back towards the belt. And Leon Edwards is going to want to get back in the win column after losing to Bilal Muhammad himself. Eddie, to me, this is a classic grappler versus striker matchup. I've got Sean Brady in this one. I think that Leon Edwards really looked lethargic last time out. I didn't like the output in that or the Kamaru Usman fights. I didn't necessarily think that, he was the best version of himself in those either. How much does Leon Edwards really care about this moving forward? Does he want to get his belt back, that badly? Or is Sean Brady going to be able to go and fight Bilal Muhammad again and move up the rankings? I'm going to go with Brady in this one. I just think he's got more to lose in this. And he's getting a first real opportunity against a former champion. He's got the stylistic advantage with the grappling if he can get Leon to the ground. But if this fight does stay standing and Leon shows takedown defense that we haven't seen previously, there is potential for a knockout for Leon Edwards. We saw that with Bilal Muhammad finishing Sean Brady with his hands in that fight. What do you make of this striker versus grappler matchup, Eddie?
You just said we haven't seen him get takedown, have a good takedown defense, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That's all. That's it.
You got Brady.
He's gonna get taken down. He's gonna get beat up on the ground a little bit. All right. The coach can say whatever he wants. You gotta pull this shit out the fire, which I love, by the way. That's a great clip. Yeah. But he can say whatever he wants. We rarely see two-time champs, right? Rarely see it, right? Dom Cruz was a hard one to get. That's why he was so emotional when he got it. He was like, "Holy shit, this is a crazy ride." Who else got it? Brandon Moreno. Yeah. Same thing with him. He was like, "Oh Jesus." You know why most guys don't get it? Because that's a hard mountain to climb the first time. To do it again is even harder because it's not the same mountain. It's a different mountain, right? Yeah. Now the mountain's Bilal Muhammad at top, right? Sean Brady's been climbing it for a while. He hasn't made it to the top yet. So he's going to come in, third round, submission victory. That's it, right? And he'll call for a title shot or whatever, and then he'll have to get in line because Shotcut's still waiting. And I know Jack Della's up there, and Ian Gary's out here, throwing a fit about not being picked for it and all that shit. But
now we've seen Sean Brady's cardio be, he's got good cardio. For those 3-round fights, he can push hard on the ground, no doubt about it. And when he's on the ground, he does not get gassed. But what do you think about him over 5 rounds? Do you think there's going to be any issue, against Leon Edwards, who, has looked like he comes in good shape, right? He's a good athlete. He has good cardio, kickboxes from the outside very well. Do you think that later in this fight, if Sean Brady grapples heavy for 3 rounds, he's going to be too gassed to continue doing it in the later half of this fight? Do you think that's when Edwards could potentially, find some success himself?
Edwards had to make it to the 4th round.
Yeah,
I don't see it. I don't see it. Look, it's not a physical thing. For Edwards, it's fucking up here, man. If Edwards had a different mind, right? If you put the mind of
Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns on the body of Leon Edwards, Leon is still the champion. Okay, yeah. Leon's still the champion. Leon in that fight against Usman. All right, I was there in Utah, first Utah pay-per-view when he left hand head kick knockout, boom, boom shot dead, whatever he said in that, which is a great fucking quote if he repeated it. But I was there for that. You saw I was up there. I was in the second meter. I was in the secondary meter up in the balcony. All right, and you could see from there that Leon was like shit. Right, and when he threw that left hand up top with hiding the head kick, that was kind of one of those like fuck it, let's see what happens.
It was a Hail Mary. Yeah, it was a Hail Mary.
100% a Hail Mary. They ain't gonna be no Hail Marys against Sean Brady because Sean Brady is hungry. He's starving. He's a pit bull that hasn't eaten in days. All right, and they put a chain on him. Okay, and they put a steak dinner on a plate right in front of him. You know how far he's from that steak dinner? This far. He can't go any further because the chain don't go further. That's Sean Brady. Sean Brady's gonna come in, make an example. And I'll tell you right now, Sean Brady finishes Leon Edwards. Leon's the new what do you call it? Gatekeeper at 170.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. And it would look a lot like Israel Adesanya, who we just saw lose the title, and then he goes and loses to Imavov, and now he's in a limbo in his career. This is a really big fight for Leon Edwards and what this means for his career moving forward. Is he going to get back to being a champion? Is he going to be able to show that sense of urgency that we haven't seen in some of those fights? Even the one you just mentioned with Kamaru Usman, you brought it up great. He was very lackadaisical in that fight too. So what gives me any, as a bettor or someone who would predict a fight, what gives me any confidence in betting on Leon Edwards, when we've seen that lack of urgency and aggression from him in recent fights? I'm going to go with Sean Brady, the youth and the grappling. Eddie, you said third round submission. I'm going to go a decision for Sean Brady. I think Leon will be good enough to keep this one without getting choked out. But I think Brady's going to hold him up against the fence for large portions of this fight. And we're going to see him take him down probably 3 to 5 times.
I'll say this right now. It would be beneficial for Leon to bring what he brought against Colby Covington. All right. Leon came in with the same old shit, knowing he was facing a shit talker and that stuff. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to fight. Yeah, I'm going to win this fight. He's at the press conference and Colby comes out looking like a clown and shit. And then Colby says, talk about his dad, who I think was murdered. Okay? Yeah. Leon threw shit at him. You've never seen Leon Edwards react like that at anybody. He brought that into the fight. Okay. And did he want to finish Colby? I'm sure he did. All right. But he beat him up for 5 rounds. All right. And he did what you usually do. When you beat Colby Covington, he literally runs in tears to the back and disappears from the cameras because he's a bitch.
Real quick, Eddie, if you scroll down, what are the odds on this one? I'm assuming they have Leon as a slight favorite.
No.
Oh, is it underdog? Odds makers are thinking like we are.
Hey man, I'm not a bettor, bro, and I could have told you that.
That's actually surprising, but
really? Why? No, tell me why.
Because you have a former champion, you have a guy who's been in there against a Hall of Famer multiple times in Kamaru Usman. Okay. If the fight does stay standing, Leon is gonna win, right? So Sean's got to take this down, and every round starts standing. So Leon is going to have a chance, like I said, in those 4th and 5th rounds if Brady gasses himself out and if Leon can survive to those 4th and 5th rounds. But, listen, we both picked Brady. I think he wins the fight, but just a little surprising to me that the respect isn't given to the former champion by some odds makers. But that probably, the public has probably bet that to a point to where Brady's now the favorite. So that's probably what's going on. But moving along out of the main event, we do have a very interesting light heavyweight contest that is my pick for fight of the night. I think that Jan Blachowicz and Carlos Ulberg are going to go in here.
Hang on a second. You just called Jan Blachowicz the fight of the night pick?
I did. I think he's going to come in here and this is going to be a war. This is going to be a war.
Sir, he's going to be diving for crotches the second that fight starts.
This is going to be the Luke Rockhold Jan Blachowicz. This is going to be the Jan Blachowicz of old, the Dominic Reyes Jan Blachowicz.
Carlos Ulberg is not going to want this fight on the ground. He wants this fight standing.
I think they're both going to stand. I think Jan's going to try and kick.
Luke has a ground game. Luke has a ground game. That's why that fight went that way.
Yeah,
I know. Carlos do anything on the ground, right?
Yeah. I still think that Jan's going to try and kickbox with him at some point. I don't think he's just going to It's not like Pereira to where you have like this one punch. When he fought Pereira, he has like immediate danger. If he gets hit once, he get put to sleep. Ulberg's a very good athlete. He can put you out. We saw him put out Menefield in like 13 seconds. True. He can do it, no doubt. But Jan is good enough to protect himself on the feet, in my opinion. And I think he tries to mix it in the takedowns with the kickboxing. He's got very good leg kicks, very good low leg kicks. I think he's going to try and really stifle Ulberg's forward movement with those leg kicks early. But Ulberg is a very good athlete, very, very athletic, 6'4". He's a big guy. He's coming on. What do you think of his potential here? And do you think he gets the former champion and aging veteran Jan Blachowicz out of there?
No, I think Jan Blachowicz wins by decision. It's not going to be entertaining at all. Like, I know you're calling fight tonight, and I totally respect your pick and everything. What I'm saying is for Jan to win this fight, he needs to make this boring as shit, okay? And get takedowns, put him on the fence, beat him up, make him carry him. Basically make it boring like he did against Magomed Ankalaev, right? When they fought for the title and it ended up being a draw. Yeah. Wasted all our time. But I think it'll be a similar type of fight. Not someone that fight as far as that, like the Magomed fight with Jamba goes, but I think it's the same kind of game plan. Put him on the fence, beat him up on the fence, take him down if you can, make it boring and ugly and drag out. That's all it's going to be. For Carlos, it's you got to land that hand up top, dude. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Have we seen Jan get knocked out? I don't think we have.
No, I don't think we have either.
Okay.
No, he got knocked out by Thiago Santos, I believe, way early, and then moved up. Remember, he was at light heavyweight for a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. That makes sense. All right. So, I think Jan's he ain't gonna make this look easy, but he's gonna make this boring, and it's kind of what he needs to win the fight. Low key, kind of want to see Jan versus Magomed again, just because. And I know people are like, "Why the fuck would you want to see that shit?" To laugh. I think I get a good belly laugh out of that one, but I also think Jan would come in with a different kind of game plan for that one.
So here's how I see this being an entertaining fight and why I think it's going to be one. So Jan Blachowicz, like you said, I do think he's going to try and take Olberg down. I think Olberg is going to be too athletic and too big for him frame-wise to get taken down. At that point, Olberg's going to have an advantage on Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz is very tough, right? He's a very tough individual, like you just mentioned, hard to get out of there, very hard to knock out. At that point, we're going to see Jan Blachowicz have to bite down on the mouthpiece and fight back on the feet and see what he's got against a young, hungry, athletic guy in Olberg. I think Olberg's either going to get him out of there, or this is going to be a decision that Olberg ends up winning. I don't know. It's hard for me to take Olberg when he's had 3 times as few of fights as Jan Blachowicz, and the experience isn't there. But I really believe in the athleticism of Olberg. Will he go get taken down and grappled? Maybe, certainly. But I'm going to take the youth, the athleticism, in the striking of Carlos Olberg. I'll take him by points in this one. What did they have this odds-wise at, Eddie?
We have it at minus 225 for Carlos. Fucking why? All right, well, hey, when shit, I put $5 on Jan then, fuck. But I just don't buy it. Carlos has not fought to the potential that he should be fighting at, that we expect from him. He decision Volkan Ozdemir, which Volkan, yeah, I get it. He grapples and everything too, but he's very hittable. In fact, he gets hit a lot. Okay. Yeah. Alonzo Menifield, he knocked him out. Great. That was nice. He got a submission against somebody. I forget who it was, but he came in on fire, right? He knocked out Nchukwi.
Kennedy.
Yeah. He knocked out. No. After that. No, he got knocked out by Kennedy. But he knocked out that Nchukwi guy like 2-3 years ago. That was on the Adesanya 281, 280, whichever one that was. Anyway, and then, who doesn't knock out Ihor Potieria? I think you and I have wins over Ihor. And then
we've been talking about him, man. He might be like, I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but he might be the least talented fighter I've seen in UFC history.
Ever. Poor guy, because he had potential when he first came in. Anyway, but anyway, he beats the guys the way he's supposed to be. He beats them. Yeah. But if you can't finish Volkan Ozdemir, like, come on, dog. What are we doing here?
I mean, Volkan is tough, former title challenger.
Yeah, he's tough, but he's tough, but he's just Volkan. He's nothing special about him. I mean, it's just DC made him look silly. This is what it was. But anyway, here's the thing. I like Black Jack, but he's let me down enough times in terms of how he fights to really bet on him. And Jan has showed the ability and the willingness to make it a boring, drag-out fight. Now, I will be happy as fuck if you're right. I will be so happy if you're right and we get a brawl. That'd be nuts. Okay, a straight up war, and I think Jan could still win that. All right? Yeah, yes. But Carlos has, maybe he doesn't have the reach. He definitely has the height, and that's a big deal. When you have the height, if your opponent can't reach you, you're able to stand up, back up a little bit and come back in. You reduce that time from avoiding the strike to coming back with your own. Right? If all you have to do is lean back and just barely avoid getting hit and come back immediately with your shot, you can get a knockout. But it's gonna be.
Olberg is a good counter striker.
He's a good counter striker. Oh yeah, he's real good counter striker. He's fun. Mm-hmm. He's a fun counter striker. No, he's a fun counter striker because it's almost like I hate doing this shit, but when I watch fights, I'm like, oh, throw now. And like when I think of him, when I'm like, oh shit, Carlos has the counter right here, he throws it, and I'm like, oh, he sees it. That's great. If he's in his game, it's gonna be a fun time. If he's not in his game, Jan by decision.
Yeah, it's either gonna be very boring or maybe the best fight on the card. But
basically, I don't see anything in the middle.
Certainly one to watch. Yeah. It's going to be polarizing one way or the other. But another fight on the card that I don't necessarily know is going to be the most entertaining in the world. It could end up very, violent with Kevin Holland winning, but he's facing a very good jiu-jitsu player himself, in Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson comes into this one at 19-5, while Kevin Holland has gone on not the greatest streak as of recently. He's 26-13 total. We've seen him at 185. We've seen him at 170. This one is a welterweight contest. But striker versus grappler here, Eddie. Gunnar Nelson, I don't know if he is the athlete that Kevin Holland has been facing recently. Kevin Holland has lost, but he's lost to some of the best names in the sport. Gunnar Nelson, a step down in competition, but the stylistic matchup is a challenging one.
So I disagree with the step down. I don't think it's step down. I think Gunnar Nelson just doesn't fight that often. So he seems like a step down. And I mean, real quick, and I hate to do this to you right while I'm doing it, but pull up Gunnar Nelson's record. Here we go.
He got knocked out by Ponzinibbio, but he's won 4 of the last 5, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't fought since 2023.
Yeah.
Right. So he's been out for a long, which is why people think he's always this, he's that, whatever. He's just not very active. Right. That's the deal. I mean, Gunnar Nelson's face makes, fucking PBS and C-SPAN look like, Netflix and fucking HBO Max. It's terrible. Right. But
he does not look like a fighter, but he's very, very skilled on the ground.
Oh, but you get him on the ground, that porn stats does not matter. He will fuck you up on the ground. And Kevin Holland, as fun as he is and as game as he is, he's not at the same level on the ground. Now, if you want to go ahead and just look at the odds here, very close fight, I don't buy it. I think Gunnar Nelson should be able to take, get this fight to the ground and get a submission victory. But let's play devil's advocate. If Kevin Holland can stop the takedowns and keep us on the feet, you think he wins
by knockout, probably.
Knockout? I got you. I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. But I'm taking Gunnar Nelson.
Yeah, I'm going to take Gunnar Nelson as well in this one. I want to take Kevin Holland, but me and you talked about it, whether it was previously in the episode or off air. We were talking about the motivation level of Kevin Holland. Is he doing this for a paycheck? Is he doing this for the love of the game? Or what is his why right now? Gunnar Nelson, he hasn't been fighting, like you mentioned, that recently. He's got to make a title push at some point in his career. I think that time is now for him if he wants to do it. It's got to be right now. So I'm going to take Gunnar Nelson in this one. I think he's going to strangle Kevin Holland in probably the first or second round.
I forgot what submission he got that I was like, oh shit.
Did he beat Damian Maia?
No. He got. I know he lost to Damian. I don't know how, but I don't think he got finished by Damian, but he lost to Damian.
I think he controlled. Yeah.
I like the submission victory over Alex Oliveira because he got the rear naked choke in the second round. And that Alex was a pretty well-rounded fighter. He can keep it on the ground and beat you up. But do you know if Gunnar still trains at SBG?
I do not.
Okay, let's just say he does. We'll see. But if he moved on somewhere else, I would love to see Gunnar Nelson come out and show some new shit. That'd be fun.
I mean, like him training at SBG or not, he's a grappler, right? And he's not going to come out and be Rico Verhoeven in his next fight, probably. But at the same time, the path to victory here is to take Kevin Holland down. Do you think this will be an entertaining fight, though, Eddie?
I mean, I'll be entertained because I know the backgrounds and all that. I think Kevin will make it fun for a while. And then Gunnar will be like, all right, enough games. Let's go.
I mean, when we've seen him against top-level grapplers like Hamzat and Reinier de Ridder, he's just gotten ran through, right? It's looked easy at times. Do you think that is the level of ease we see Gunnar Nelson this weekend? Or
No. Gunnar waits for his opportunities. Hamzat forces the position he wants. Reinier de Ridder sets up traps. If you watch RDR's fights and one championship, he sets up traps, right? Sometimes it looks like he's forcing it. He's not, right? He'll come in like he's trying to take you down, force you to push back, and then he drags you, trips you, throws you, whatever. Can Gunnar Nelson do that? Absolutely. Will he? No. I think Gunnar's going to wait, take his time, and almost like he lets a position find him, right? Now, if he comes out and double leg blasts him, that just means he has zero respect for Kevin Holland's ground game. So I would love to see that happen with Gunnar Nelson, but I don't know. I don't see it.
We've both got Gunnar Nelson by submission in this one. Moving along down the card, we have 2 more fights we're going to talk about, fight fans, before we get out of here. We've got Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan is a very tough competitor, the former sheep farmer who we saw get a big knockout win over Charlie Campbell on Dana White's Contender Series. He's going to be taking on Jordan Vucenic, who lost in his UFC debut, but it was to Garam Kutaladze, who's highly respected. And Jordan Vucenic took that fight on short notice. He was highly touted on the regional scene before coming into the UFC. Who do you like in this one? And do you think that Vucenic can get it done in front of the native fans in London?
I think he can. I know he got the Dolidze fight on short notice, like you said, lost by decision and everything. But he was a killer on Cage Warriors, man. Like watching his Cage Warriors run, I was sitting there going like, "What in the fuck, bro?" Like, he put up a pretty good fight against Paul Hughes, right, for a title. But like, here, 3-4 in a row before he left and went to the UFC. The kid can fight, right? And he can grapple. Sorry, you burping, but he can grapple, right? Chris Duncan is a hard-nosed fighter, okay, but he's only 30, 31, maybe 32. I'm not sure, but he moves like he's 50 or 40. He looks like he's 40. He's just tired.
Yeah, single shot. He's loading up.
Yeah, and so I like Jordan in this one to make a statement and start his UFC push and everything. I would hate for him to lose and have 2 in a row, and that won't mean much because the first one was short notice. But Chris Duncan is a formidable opponent coming off a submission victory. I think submission victory or just a victory of some sort. So it'll be a fun fight, but I think he won't make it look easy, but I think Jordan's gonna come out looking to put on a show.
Yeah, I think so too. He looked good against Garam, who I really respect and I think is a good competitor. I believe Garam actually starts the fight card this weekend. This is the first fight of the night, but regardless of that, I think Jordan Vucenic is going to be the superior athlete in this one. Is going to be, and how does that work? You got one guy who beat the other guy, and he starts the card, and the other guy's on the probably because he's a hometown fighter. But at the same time, I'm going to take Vucenic this weekend. I think he's going to be a better athlete, gets in the win column, and impresses.
God damn. Vegas is like, yup.
Yeah.
All right, boy, go get it, Jordan.
I mean, the odds. We saw Carlos Vera beat Musasa? We didn't even talk about that from last card. He was minus 900. Yeah. That Musasa kid was coming off the Contender Series. Carlos Vera spinning wheel kicked him and choked him out.
I was so mad I didn't put money on that fight because I thought Carlos Vera was going to win.
I mean, you could have won a house.
For real. Anyway, good for him too. I like Carlos Vera. He's a good dude.
We do have a featherweight matchup here between Nathaniel Wood and another former Cage Warriors product in Morgan Charrier. Morgan is a very athletic guy. Nathaniel Wood is technical. I think this is going to be a differential. It's going to be the technicality of Nathaniel Wood versus the athleticism of Morgan Charrier in this one. Charrier is 2 inches taller in this one. Reach is the same. But I'm going to take Nathaniel Wood. I think that his combination of striking and from the outside and then also being able to mix in the takedowns and hold him against the fence. I'm going to take Nathaniel Wood in this one. He's good everywhere, not necessarily great in one aspect, but good and well-rounded in all forms of martial arts. Do you got Morgan in this one?
I do not. I like Nathaniel Wood. The thing about every time I hear about Morgan Charrier, I'm like, why did they sign him and not Paul Hughes? What in the motherfuck?
They signed the 2 guys that Paul Hughes beat, didn't they?
Yeah, and then not the guy that beat them. The fuck. Anyway, Paul Hughes would be killing in the UFC right now, man. PFL. Anyway, either way, I like the experience, the grit, the this is straight up veteran savvy of a Nathaniel Wood over the young athletic Morgan Charrier. I just do. I mean, Morgan's special. I'm not saying he's not. He's definitely special. He's going to be a lot of fun at 145, especially if he wins this fight and keeps on moving. We're going to see him fight for something sooner or later. But Nathaniel Wood is just, to me, he's as veteran as the UFC wise because they got similar amount of fights. I'm not even sure, but Nathaniel Wood has
around 30.
Yeah. So Nathaniel Wood has a lot more, in my opinion, veteran experience, veteran savvy against higher level opponents. So yeah, I like Nathaniel Wood. This one in a hard decision.
I got the same thing. I got Nathaniel Wood decision due to the experience and him being well-rounded wherever this fight goes. If Charrier takes him to the ground, he's going to be able to defend himself there on the feet. Good jab, good leg kicks. The odds, that is our only underdog of the weekend that we're picking, Nathaniel Wood, plus 160. That's actually a pretty close line. That's pretty close. But they're going to go with the younger and bigger guy in Morgan, and don't blame them for that. But Eddie, is there something else on the prelims here that you want to talk about or you think fight fans should pay attention to? No, very quick. Don't answer this question. Why the hell is Molly McCann on the fucking main card? All right, and then Loner Kavanaugh is pretty good. You might want to tune in and see him. Yeah,
Loner Kavanaugh. Taco Padilla is dope. Felipe Dos Santos is pretty
good. Lord, Mick Park and Marcin Tybura. We got to break that one down. Quick.
This fight's gonna be fun right here. This one's gonna be fun for sure. Dude, this one fucking the guy that wins this fight. I'm Stephen A again. Okay, it's box office. Okay, we need the winner of this fight to fight John Jones today. Fuck Tom Aspinall. Fuck him.
I mean, Mick Parkin's undefeated, but like these guys, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about the heavyweight division. We used to have guys that were actually entertaining, that we'd look forward to, that were fighting in the top 10. Now we've got two guys that don't even look like athletes going out here and competing. What do you make of the heavyweight division as a whole, and do you even care who wins this one?
Fuck no, dude. I hope they both get cut. Mind you, I think Mick Parkin's actually, he's all right. He's just not going to win a title. But
I think Ty Burrow wins this one, actually.
Probably. Well, no, hold up.
I haven't seen much finishing ability out of Mick Parkin. It's been a lot of. If you're one of these guys that skates by with decision wins at heavyweight, I don't know.
Martin Tabora could be like someone's uncle at the cookout, or not at the barbecue. You will not know that he's a fucking fighter. That's how funny he looks. But
he's taken over that role of like Alexei Olenek. Remember Boa Constrictor, the guy who was like sticking around in his 40s and didn't really look like a fighter. But
here's the difference between those two. Okay, with Alexei Olenek, you were like, "Oh, can he pull up Ezekiel again?" You were excited about it, dude. You could not wait for the fight to hit the ground with Alexei, right? Because you were like, "Hey, man, yeah, go ahead and mount him. He's got long ass arms. He'll Ezekiel your ass, dude." After you got that first Ezekiel in the UFC. I went to jiu-jitsu the next day and tried it. I don't have long arms long enough to do that shit. My friend does. Anyway, but
he got like 4 more.
Yeah, it was fucking wild, right? Martin Tabora is just boring.
Yeah.
But boring wins. He wins the fight. You can't knock him, right? He'll never get a title shot, but he wins. It is what it is. That being said, I'd like Mick Parkin. I want Mick Parkin to win this fight because we need
new blood in heavyweight.
We need a shot of like adrenaline and coke and everything and amphetamines and everything to this fucking division. The whole promotion, but certainly this division.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too.
And then,
maybe Mick Parkin moves and continues undefeated. Chris Leroy Duncan. I don't know much about this Pulev fella that looks like he's going to be debuting this weekend. Chris Leroy Duncan, obviously a very good and creative kickboxer. Yeah. What's Pulev, a Russian grappler?
Fucking probably.
1-0.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me look his record up.
Who is this guy?
No, he's 9-2. I don't know what happened. 1-0. He's 9-2 on Topology. Looks like he's a ground guy. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Other than that, folks, it's a morning card, man. Like it's gonna be. Oh, what time does it start for me? Hold up, I'm curious about that because that's what I was looking at when it comes to London cards or UK cards that are not local or that are not pay-per-views. They all start early. 10 a.m. Oh, breakfast fights. Let's go. Breakfast fights on a Saturday. I cannot wait.
What's the main card? About 1?
Yeah, probably. Let me see. 1 o'clock. Yeah. So here's the cool part. The prelims start at 10 a.m. Arizona time. I have to coach a T-ball game at 8. Can you tell me the T-ball gods are not on my side this time around? Okay.
There you go, man. You get to get them both in.
It's okay. Look, man, T-ball is just watching a bunch of kids. It's like literally hornet. Like it's like a beehive following the ball. They on defense, that's all they do. Just follow the ball. And they're all just waiting their turn to hit the ball. The fun part.
Before we get out of here, what's your card rating for this weekend? I like the first couple fights. The first 3 fights to me are entertaining and worth watching. I'm going to give this one a 7.2.
6 out of 10 with the potential of being like an 8 if we get some really good fights. But I don't see, the only way I would give us a 10 out of 10 is if there's finishes all over the place. I think we'll get like four finishes, maybe 5, maybe 1 or 2 on the main card. But it seems like it looks like a lackluster card. That being said, the last couple, like last weekend, we got finishes all over the place. So
and we thought it was going to be a bad card.
I'm hoping all these guys are sitting in the locker rooms or in their hotels, just listening to us shit on this card left and right, and they show up like, I'm gonna show you motherfuckers. Let's go.
Yeah,
I would love that.
All right, fight fans, you can catch us next Tuesday. We will be back with any breaking news, and we will look ahead to any cards, PFL, UFC, or MMA related on our schedule coming up. Thanks for joining us, fight fans, and we'll see you next week.
Do a better job, Don.